I accidentally did that thing again where I forgot to flip the camera around before I pressed record. So all you see is like 3 seconds of a giant black screen. If you couldn't tell, I'm resting on the back of my TV. Good morning and happy Tuesday, everyone. Um, let's get to my low and high, my active kindness. You know what? My low is, it's very rare that I truly do ever feel this way. But, I mean, yesterday really did feel like a Monday. And, well, it did get warmer out, which is part of my high. But yesterday was the first time where I'm thinking, we're never going to get to the weekend. It just felt like a really long day. Not bad, just, really long. And again, it did get warm out. Oh, I say warmer. It was in like the, 20s, I guess, as opposed to pretty much being the single digits a week ago. Plus, here's the thing. It was warmer, but when the sun went down, the temperature also went down. So, by the time I went to bed last night, it was like, 4 degrees outside. And the mornings will probably be more of the same. The afternoons will get warm, though. Pretty much as long as the temperature is going to rise and fall, depending on the position of the sun, pretty much. Because that's the time of year that we're in. Again, February. So, also, actually, did Punxsutawney Phil see a shadow? Hold on, before I get into that, let me talk about my act of kindness. I held the door for some people, and I actually wanted to make my mom feel better. My mom was actually kind of having a rough morning, so I made her feel better when I talked to her. So, yeah. She accidentally broke a very special mug that she got from her mom, my grandmother, and she broke it. Yeah. Honestly, it's like what I said the other day when I showed off that black Calvin Klein jacket and the boots that my grandmother got me. I'll never party with those. Because they're the last things my and this mug is the same thing as is the same principle. So there's that. Now before I do anything, did Punxsutawney? Listen. People say 6 more months of winter or 6 weeks of winter, or 6 more weeks of winter, 6 less weeks of winter, dude. The first day of spring is always going to be 6 weeks away from Groundhog Day. The reason why we say 6 more weeks of winter is because, we just see snow a lot more often. That's really all it is. If you don't know, the groundhog's name is Punxsutawney Phil. Punxsutawny. Okay. He did see a shadow, so predicting 6 more, quote unquote, 6 more weeks of winter. Again, the first day of spring is always going to be, March 21st, I think, or something along those lines, which is 6 weeks away. They're just predicting it's going to be cold a lot more often than it's going to be warm over the next 6 weeks. That's all it really is. Look. Does anyone really care if the groundhog sees a shadow? Other than you really do feel superstitious about the fact, it really could be 6 more weeks of winter or 6 less weeks of winter, depending on the shadow. Oh my gosh. Actually, anybody remember the show Little Bear? Because they did like a Groundhog episode where it's like, shadow, bad. No shadow, good. And then like the groundhog was asleep, so they try and put it in the sun to see if there's a shadow. Like, do you see a shadow here? No? Well, neither do I. So no shadow, good. Terrific. I'm going back to sleep. I forgot how good of a show Little Bear was. I haven't seen it in years, but man, I remember being really... I grew up with that show. It was pretty cool. It came out when I was a kid, I should say. It wasn't that I grew up with it, but... Like, saying you grow up with the show is like Ed, and Eddie was a show that I grew up with. Because it lasted for so long, if that makes sense. Because it was like 1999 to 2008, 9 years old for me to 18 years old for me. I literally grew up with it. It was actually pretty sweet. Okay. I mean, listen, you saw the title of the video. I've been procrastinating long enough. Let's see who, if my count is correct, the third First Week Feast Hot Ones guest of 2026 is. Okay, let's see. And the third. Well, might as well look now and see. Oh, no way. Seriously? Dude. Okay. Well. Of all the First Week Feast, I mean, listen, if you're a well-known celebrity, anyone being on Hot Ones is fair game. But every now and again, I see a Hot Ones guest is revealed where I'm like, they actually got that person? And today is one of those times. It's Mr. Beast. Yeah. The Mr. Beast is going to be on Hot Ones. The most subscribed and arguably most famous YouTuber on all of the internet. I mean, this is a guy who went from making videos in his own home where he counted from like 1 to 1 million, and now he has like crazy videos where like they'll see a house for it's like worth $1, and then by the end of the video they'll see a house that's worth like $1 billion, or they'll see like a vacation or they'll see a boat that's worth $1, then they'll see a yacht that's like worth $500 million or whatever the numbers are, whatever. You know what? For as long as Mr. Beast has been around, I have to say, I think I've really only been aware of who he was over the last 3 years, roughly. Hold on. I need to find, because I remember the very first Mr. Beast video I ever saw. Let me see if I can find what it was. If I can see how long it's been. Okay, so. Wow. So this is back in September 4th, 2022. This was actually the first Mr. Beast video that I ever saw. Granted, I think it might have been like in the middle of the week when I saw it, but still. And and several Mr. Beast videos over the years have been in many ways wild and I mean, he's done stuff on Squid Games, he'll do challenges where like each challenge gets progressively harder, but like you win like $100,000, but if you lose it all. It runs the gambit. But honestly, my favorite videos are always when like it's a game that like everybody can join in and like play. Like you got to keep your hand on a car, and the last person to keep your hand on the car or the boat or whatever, it keeps it. But the very first Mr. Beast video I ever saw was 3 years ago, when survive in a circle for 100 days and you win $500,000. I mean, full stop. This was a video where like you had like 100 people in a giant circle, and each passing day the circle got smaller and smaller. And if you step on the line of the circle, you're out. And like that was the first Mr. Beast video I ever saw. And by the end of that, there were 10 people remaining, I believe, 10 or 12. And it turns out that video was only a part 1. Part 2 came out next week, and then the part 2 was actually one of my favorite kinds of videos that Mr. Beast does, when it's essentially like a game of tag, where win a game of tag, get like, in this case, $500,000. And it's definitely a sharp jump up from seriously, like I've seen like all the great tag videos Mr. Beast has done, like survive tag and get $50,000, survive tag or hide and seek get $60,000, they got to $70,000. Actually, the $70,000 one was great, because I believe in that one, a couple people hijacked Mr. Beast's car to get away. That I remember seeing that for the first time, and I was laughing my head off. But from that circle video, I became a fan. Whether again you're just trying to play tag and last as long as you can, or you're checking out how much of a similar item is worth depending on the quality or whatever. And it's very clear Mr. Beast is promoting Beast Games Season 2. Even though I think it's been out on Prime already for a good while. But, I mean, listen. It's Mr. Beast. I barely know anyone who doesn't know who, even if you're not internet savvy like me, you've at least heard of Mr. Beast. His products are, seriously, have you had Feastable? Like, this isn't an ad, I really do like, full stop. I actually have hold on a second. Yeah, I'll fix it later. I've been saving these for a special occasion, but I keep these in my freezer. These are Feastables, and I save these in my fridge because, I mean, listen, these are good on their own, but when they're frozen, these are awesome. I love the cookies and cream. Unfortunately, when I went to the store to get them, they didn't have the peanut butter. Peanut butter ones are good. Peanut butter ones are really good. Got milk chocolate, milk crunch, got almond, the caramel, cookies and cream. Cookies and cream, if I ever have these, this is actually the one I think is the best. So I save it for last. What can I say? I do love me some white chocolate. I'm going to put this back now. There we go. But yeah, I actually have had Feastables. They really are as good as they really are good. Like, for real. But again, like, real ones know. Put your Feastables in the freezer and, like, say, like, listen, they're in the freezer. They're never going to go. It's highly unlikely Feastables chocolate will ever go bad anyway. But when you leave in the freezer, not only is it really not going to go bad, but when you have it frozen, it's like, oh my God, it's so good. I mean, virtually any chocolate bar tastes great when it's frozen. Everybody knows this. Like, it's funny. Chocolate bars of any kind are usually pretty much good on their own because that's how it's meant to enjoy. But when you go extreme one, like obviously extreme hot would be like deep frying a candy bar. Extreme cold would be, pretty much what I'm doing. Unless you had liquid nitrogen on your person, which is rather unlikely. But when you like have a candy bar that's like piping hot out of the deep fryer or like really cold, that's when they're always better. But yeah, Mr. Beast on Hot Ones. This is gonna be a good episode. I'm sure Sean's gonna ask like how the quality of his videos has increased more. He'll probably ask about they might actually have Feastables chocolate in between wings. That'd be cool. Again, there's like a lot of possibilities. Oh, actually, there was even videos Mr. Beast used to do where like have like a sundae that's worth like $1,000 or something like that. Again, Mr. Beast has ran a lot of gambits, and I'm really excited for this episode of Hot Ones. Plus, I think this is the first time in a video I've ever showed any of you guys what I keep in my fridge. Well, technically freezer, but still. Hope you like this video. If you like this on YouTube channel, on social media. As always, I'm very humble in this video for all you guys watching. Enjoy it. May have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. Remember, everything you guys want to talk, Jay was here to let you know. Always back. Take care and make good choices. 607 all day, baby.